Hi, everybody, and welcome, welcome. This is my first time on this show. So I understand that if you want to see anything, you'll post some markets that you want me to analyze for you. I really didn't prepare anything. I can analyze stocks. I can analyze futures. I trade both of them. My team trades Forex. I started out as a Forex trader. So we can start with the indices on the futures markets, or we can start with some stocks. Why don't we start with the indices? Okay, I see that you're posting some things. Anybody trade futures? Or most of you stock traders? Yeah, there's some futures traders. Okay, ES. Okay. So let's just, okay, I see that you have a lot of stock requests and you have some Forex as well. So let's just start with the indices quickly. So this is the NQ, and this is our setup, the Wavy Tunnel Pro. That's the system that we use, and we have a bunch of moving averages here. And really, what we want to do as traders is we want to know, okay, are we going? Where are we going? Are we going up or down? So right now, we had a very strong candle yesterday, and today we have a long tail on the daily, and we are at critical levels on the top side. Like we need to clear these top levels to see the previous high. So that's where we are. I mean, we're flirting with the highs right now, and this could take a couple of days, or we can roll over and come down. We don't know at this point. But this candle is a bullish candle. There's a long tail on the downside. So my bias is that we're going to break higher. But do I know? Absolutely not. And then if we go down to let's go down to the time frames. Let's go down to the 15-minute chart, and we can see what I like to do for, I don't know if any of you are day traders, but I like to look at from the 9:30, which is right over here. I like to gain my perspective to see what's going on, what happened overnight, etc. And I actually have a screen where I mark up the overnight ranges as well, but there's just a lot of information on there. But I just want to point out that this right here is a nice consolidation. So we blasted off at the open. Okay, we blasted off, and we actually traded the entire overnight range with this range here. And now we're at the same, we're at the same sort of scenario that I looked at on the daily, which is we are trading in a triangle. This could play out to be a triangle. And then once we break higher, if we break higher, we can move higher. If we break lower, then we have further consolidation. So I would watch this pattern play out. You can draw your trend lines around it, etc. Now let's just go to the ES, because a few of you said the ES. So my bias is bullish on the NQ. Same for the ES. Same for the ES. So we are comfortably, a bullish mark for me, by the way, is when the wave is trading above the tunnel. And when the wave flattens out to the tunnel, that's a sideways consolidation. So once we reached a peak, which is this purple semaphore up here, we had a strong, significant consolidation, which took us down to the tunnel. And now the market is consolidating again. So this is the daily chart. We can literally draw these trend lines around the tops and the bottoms. This is an automatic trend line that's already drawn from our software. And if we take out this trend line or these highs, then we will retest the previous high and probably surpass it. So we're at a critical juncture now. The other scenario is that we stop here and we turn around and retest the tunnel. but I don't see us going into totally negative territory. I see that this is a consolidation. I see that it's a continuation pattern, and a continuation pattern for me is a continuation of the trend. We had a very strong trend move here, followed by a consolidation. So we take the last trend, and I'm an Elliott wave person, so I use my software to show me, the waves, the patterns. That's what I look at. And this to me is a strong trend move up followed by a consolidation. So continuation would be higher. But the continuation doesn't have to be over yet. The consolidation doesn't have to be over yet. We can certainly trade down. And then if we go to the 15-minute, I'm just going to put I just want to mark off. I'm going to just mark off the 9:30. Okay. It's right here. And then, okay. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So let me just go like this. Okay, so this is the 9:30 candle. And in our system, we have swing points, so swing highs and lows, because it's really, along with support and resistance, you want to have another way to really tell yourself that this could be a turning point. And for us, we have our semaphores. So we have a semaphore up here and a semaphore up down here. And this is the turning point right into the open, the New York Open. Now, I also told you that I look at the New York ranges and the overnight ranges, so the Asian trading session and the European trading session. So that would form my support and resistance levels on this chart for day trading. So you might want to look into that, because if we go above overnight trading, or if the overnight trading is very wide range, then I would make the assumption that we are going to trade within that range during the New York trading day. If the overnight range hasn't really accelerated yet, like if it's a narrow range, then I would argue that, okay, we could have some volatility in the New York market. So that's my thought process for that. So right here at 9:30, we automatically broke above the automatic trend line, and then we came down and retested. So this was a nice area to go long, right back into the wave. Like we broke through it and we came back into it, and then we blasted off. And now at this point, the market is going to be closing in in an hour and a half, an hour and 20 minutes or so. So I just literally trade like the opening market, and I trade the afternoon session. The afternoon session sometimes starting at like 12 o'clock. That's when I'll come back and take a look at it, or 12:15. So again, we've got to follow this market and see on the bigger time frame if we break above those strong resistance levels, so that we can continue to trade higher. Now, somebody is asking me for other futures markets. GC, absolutely. Let's go to GC. And somebody is also asking for the euro. Okay. But let's go back to the daily. Yeah. I mean, on gold, this was a gorgeous pattern right over here. And one of our trademark strategies is the price to wave and then fill the gap. And that's for our deep consolidation. For those of you that have been with me for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where we have a peak in the market, and then we have a sell-off, and then a further sell-off to the tunnel, and even below the tunnel. this was an indication, because we didn't go below the tunnel and the yellow bungee line didn't go to the lower reversal zone. These are the bungees. This was telling us that gold was strong even at this point, because we really couldn't, we didn't go below the tunnel over here, like I said. So then we had the strong consolidation and we had the blast off. Now at this point here, it's, we're in bullish territory. So do you want to sell it? No, you don't want to sell it. You can be taking profits up here, but you don't want to sell it. You don't want to go short because gold is very strong. However, it's not a good level to buy right now. It's not a good time to buy. We need some kind of consolidation. And because this is so strong, the first support area will be at this green line. This is the 12 EMA. So you can see that every time in this swing move up, we bounced off the green line, we went higher. So that is our first consolidation. If you want to look at the 4-hour chart, you will see bounces off of the wave. So I'm going to put up the 4-hour chart and show you what I mean. I always have to change the data series. Okay. Right. Okay. And this is a really great time frame to look at gold, because every time we come down and we get these red semaphores, it's time to buy in the trend, especially when when prices is moving up, the slope is getting steeper and steeper as we go. So the consolidations that take us back into the wave are buyable, or slightly below the wave. That's fine. You can use the red dots or the blue dots, or just even move into the wave. So we've got to wait. Consolidations typically happen in 3 waves. We've got to wait for another drop into the wave to be buying this. Okay. Now let's just see. Is that's fine for gold there? Just hold on 1 second. All right. Are there any other markets that you want me to look at in the futures before we go to the stocks? Just 1 second. Okay. Okay, so I see the euro. So let's go to the euro. Let's just start with the daily. Okay. Yeah, the euro is really, really weak. I mean, it's obviously very weak. We have whenever, okay, when the wave is below the tunnel, then we're bearish. We're bearish. So the only thing that's going to turn this around, when we correct, the first line of defense is going to be the wave. The second line of defense is going to be the tunnel. So this is our price to wave, and then we come back and our fill the gap trade. Would I like us to see us move higher and move up to the tunnel? Absolutely. That would be our fill the gap trade. But I think a lot of people want to see that. Happening. This is the first time since the drop that we've actually corrected into above the wave, and we didn't make a new low. So we almost made a new low below this purple semaphore, but we didn't make a new low. What I don't like is that the yellow bungee is still close to the lower reversal zone. So we need to take out these highs and these highs for us to make it up here. That's the next line of defense. Do I think we're going to do that? I don't know. The pattern looks like we might do that. Okay, let's move down to the 4-hour. Okay, so if that does that on the daily, okay, this, by the way, is a signal that our software produces. So we get the gray and then we get the buy signal, and these are the profit targets, and it hit all 3 profit targets, but that's an aside. So if we are going to go to the daily tunnel, that's this tunnel up here, the higher time frame. This would be the target up here. So as long as we're in a good position to do that, but we've got to hold these lows. We've got to hold these lows. Okay. You want me to do CL, or should we, what time is it? Oh, we have about 12 minutes. Should we segue into stocks, or should we stick with futures? I don't know. By the way, if you like these indicators and you want to try them out for a month for $49, I think, you can try them out. It's wavytunnelpro.com/elite. That's where you can try these out. In terms of stocks, what I like to do first is I like to look at the, we only have 10 minutes. The sector spider tracker, and that tells me, here, I'll show you. The sector spider tracker, and this tells you year to date where we are with all these ETFs. And then if I want to look at particular stocks and how they're doing, if we just hit on communications and I sort by percent change, these are the stocks that are hot stocks. Okay, these are the stocks that are performing well. So we could look at some of these stocks, or we could look at, we have a strong earnings week this week, so we could look at the stocks whose earnings are coming out today. We could do that too. So why don't we do that after the close today? Why don't we just look at a few of those? How's that? Oh, I see that you're posting. You're posting some stocks now. Yeah, I think this is an equal opportunity session. So we spent enough time on futures. Let's just go to some stocks. I'm just going to make that bigger, and let's go to one of the after the close. SMCI is coming out after the close, so let's just take a look at that. With stocks, oh, this isn't good. Wait a second. Oh, sometimes the data is not so great here. Yeah, it's not corrected. Yeah, I can't look at that. Let me see if you have, let me look at another one. This data is not the best. Dash. Data is not corrected. Hey. All right, we'll look at Dash. Hey, that's also coming out. I could show you my stocks on TradingView, my personal TradingView. We could do that because the data is really good on that. But just to know that it's my personal, yeah. We don't really offer formally the indicators on TradingView. And maybe I'll just do that. Okay, hold on. You know what? Let's just do it this way. Okay, this is Dash. This is the weekly. Do you want to buy it up here? Look at this. I mean, I know it's an earnings play. You want to be buying it over here. You want to be buying it on pullbacks over here, over here. You don't want to be buying it after we've just moved up so dramatically. I mean, you can, but then it has to be more of an earnings play, and it has to be more of like a swing play that you're prepared to get out of with limited risk. Okay, so this is the daily chart. Same thing. I mean, we had a nice consolidation here. Every time you have a consolidation in stocks, you want to be buying it. With our system, we first consolidate along the wave. If we have a deeper consolidation, we'll go to the tunnel, but there's no indication right now, and there is never an indication that we will go to the tunnel until we break down solidly before the wave. So for this, for Dash, we are at some kind of daily support now, right over here at the green SMA, the 12 EMA rather, or you can see how our earnings comes out, and if we have some kind of deeper consolidation, you'd be looking to buy down there. Okay, let's see if there are other earnings stocks that we can look at. Lyft. Let's look at Lyft. Okay. All right, so this is Lyft. I always like to start with the weekly chart first. Oh, my cursor. Okay. Hold on one sec. I just want to confirm something. Just a second. Okay. Okay. Notice Lyft. This is very interesting because with Lyft, we are trading below the tunnel. So we have been, this chart has been bearish Lyft. And on the weekly chart, what we would look for a bullish scenario once the wave starts to cross above the tunnel. So any move into the tunnel is corrective. Any move into the tunnel is corrective. So every time we have a dip, it's buyable, knowing that you want to be getting out of it into the tunnel. Since we're here, this is where we are in the market cycle. So we wouldn't be totally bullish until the wave crosses above the tunnel. But let's go down to the daily and let's see if that tells a similar story. So we're below the tunnel. This is the tunnel on the weekly chart. On the daily chart, we have the wave moving above and below the tunnel, which is reasonable. And this is the weekly tunnel, the higher time frame tunnel. So here we are, and if we are going to stay above this tunnel, if the earnings come out and they're positive, I would expect us to retest the weekly tunnel over here. That's what I would expect. Okay, let's look at another earnings release. I'm just going through the earnings that are coming out today. Okay, hang on because I need to confirm. Okay, UPST, Upstart Holdings. Let's go to the weekly. Okay. All right. So here we have a very, a strong move down, and then we're consolidating. But look what's happening here. We're just starting to cross above the tunnel. So this could be interesting. This could be interesting. I would say that if we do trade above these highs, that would be very positive for the stock. Let's go to the daily. Yeah, yeah. So on the daily, Yeah, the wave has crossed above the tunnel, so we are currently in a consolidation. And I would actually draw some channel lines here, and see if we break through the channel. But I would look to be buying dips in this. Okay, it seems like we have really, come around to some kind of at least bullish scenario on the daily chart. Let's see what else earnings have for us today. Okay, and if there are any other stocks that you want me to do, okay, I have 3 minutes. 3 minutes. Okay, so then let's just show this one more. Let's go to the weekly. And if you are interested in these indicators, because they're really terrific, then David can post the link there for you, wavytunnelpro.com/elite. Okay, look at the weekly chart. So we're trading below the, let me see if I can move this up a little bit. Okay, we're trading below the tunnel, the weekly tunnel. So let's go to the daily. So typically that's bearish until we go above it. And we have the move on the daily. We've broken through. We gapped up here. And then we've come down to retest the tunnel. But what's positive about this stock is that the yellow bungee is above the 50% mark, and that's bullish for me. So this is buyable on dips. It's definitely buyable on dips. And if we crack these highs, then we could trade higher. This looks interesting to me. I like this one. Yeah, absolutely. I like this one. Okay, do we have any last stocks that you want me to look at from the participants? Or I'll just put in another earnings release stock. Okay. Why is this not? No, I don't want to show that one. None. Okay. Okay. This is WPC. And again, looking at the weekly chart, we're coming off bottoms, but the wave is below the tunnel. Price is below the market is below the tunnel. This looks bearish to me. And let's look at the daily. Yeah, I mean, until we break above the tunnel here and the wave starts to move higher, it's not interesting for me. It's just not interesting for me at all.